YouTube's AI feature, the episode summary thing, is rubbish. I'm looking at the last episode. Join Chippy's couch for another Terraria Eternity Mode adventure. This time, they tackle the cursed coffin for the very first time. I guess they got that right. Expect unexpected challenges and some seriously cool loot as they navigate this modded playthrough. Why are YouTube shilling for me? What's that about? They don't know about seriously cool loot. Like, what are they talking about? Like, what was seriously cool? Where are they getting that from? What are they trained it on? I want to know. Who gave them the info? Welcome back. No intro is the intro. We're living life like that. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. I feel genuinely so good. Listen to my vocal range. It's back. Everyone, and it's always the case, right? It's because you can't jump into me brain. Everyone's like, you know what, James? Last episode, I loved it. You sounded just like normal. I did not. I sounded very ill, and I was looking for sympathy. I won't really. I'm just joking, and I appreciate the comments. But it's the brain fog that's the big issue, you know. To be fair, though, as a YouTuber, I do lose my voice fairly often. So, but nobody ever says it. Everybody's like, you just sound normal. I don't know how you think that makes me feel. How could you? I'm very disheartened, very, very heartbroken. Today we're doing the Eater of Worlds. You know, I've got to be honest, I realized in the last episode, just being completely honest now, I think I did the fight too quickly for you lot to follow along with. Obviously, I wanted to set the world record, and it's been acknowledged. I'm really grateful for that, but I just feel like you were missing out. You couldn't keep up. You know, I was hearing reports of people putting it in 0.5% speed just to follow along, and honestly, I feel a little bit guilty about it now. You know, it was a 23-minute episode, but with how quick I did the fight, you know, the watch time was 7 hours, so, you know, you must have had to rewatch it. But anyway, we're back. It's been fixed, maybe. Well, actually hasn't. It hasn't. I'm sorry. They... for one, I just want to say, I forgot to message the Fargo team after it breaking. I brain fog. I just put out the episode, and I went to bed. Anyway, they watched the video and was like, right, we'll have to fix it for this moron. And they were like, we can't even recreate it. That's never a good sign. Oh, it works now. Couldn't even recreate it. Then tell me why it's fixed, Fargo's team. Tell me why it's fixed. You did something. For real, though. Thank you, Fargo's team, for fixing it. You know what? I wish you hadn't now. I'm getting absolutely bunched. I don't know how to do this. I don't know if I'm meant to do it underground or I'm meant to do it above surface. So we'll treat this as fight number 1. When we die, we'll likely go underground. But then again, if I have to do this underground, I'm going to have to make a very big arena. It's going to be a very big arena. And I have also jumped into this. We should probably get some upgrades, to be fair. And I'm not saying that because I'm clearly not going to beat it with my current setup. You know, it was always about upgrades. I don't want to take things too quickly. You know, I want to slow things down, actually. I'm going to be doing this for 7 hours, you know? You were meant to fix it. Tell me what this is. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Fargo's team. I was just joking a moment ago. I was keeping you on the edge of your seat. Can't glaze you up too much, even though you have made an incredible mod. An incredible mod. What did YouTube call it? Well, they mentioned seriously cool loot, and you made that. So YouTube's AI is actually your biggest fan. And, I mean, I'd sleep pretty good at night knowing that, to be honest. Atari's barking in the background. If you can hear Atari, don't worry. He's fine, right? He's downstairs. He's playing with his toys. So don't worry about him. He's all good. That would be very weird. If you're new to the channel, you're like, who's Atari? And why is he barking? Should say it's a dog. So, just so we're all aware, on the same page, my dog is barking. But he's doing great. He's actually doing very good. Atari's a good lad. Right. It's too late in the day for it to be the doorman. You know, most of the time, if you hear him barking, it's because Amazon's been. Anyway, what were we doing? Oh, we're taking it slow. Look how breezy I'm taking it. Look how breezy. I'm actually, and this is the thing you're going to be surprised at. I'm not even forgetful. That's the most amazing thing. I remember everything, me. I remember everything. So I've got a sore neck at the moment. I've genuinely got a sore neck. I can only turn my neck one way. Or my head. I can only turn my head one way. If I turn it the other way, it's not good. It's not looking good for me. I'm actually on my way out. But that means I can't look at the wiki, you know, if I did forget something. So thank God I've got a fantastic memory. Because if I turn to look at a second screen, it wouldn't be good. It wouldn't. I'd collapse on the floor in agony. I've had 2 ibuprofen today. It's not dented the sides, as they would say. So I ended up modding my Game Boy. And I think maybe that's why I feel better. Maybe when I sealed in the new shell, I resealed the curse. Thank the heavens, right? If you got sick this past week, I'd like to apologize for me unleashing that, you know? But you got to remember to wash your hands, ultimately. I don't know if it falls solely on me, my actions and behavior, you know? Think about that. Anyway, yeah, so I modded my Game Boy. It's incredible. It's so good. It took like a good hour. I was pretty nervous doing it, and I almost messed it up at one point. I was reshelling it, like doing the final thing, and I was putting all the screws in, and it came with some fresh screws, and I thought, you know what? Let's make this really authentic. Let's put the original screws back in, you know? Let's give just a little bit of extra authenticity to this Game Boy, which is now 20 years old, you know? These screws have lasted 20 years. Maybe they've got 20 more in them. So I went to go screw the first screw. The screwdriver slipped and it just stripped the screw. And I was like, oh no, this is not good. And these are tiny screws. For anybody who don't know what stripping a screw is, you know the pattern on a screw that you put the screwdriver in? You can strip that, and once you've done that, they're gone. Good luck getting that screw out. Especially because I didn't have any tweezers or any pliers that would fit it because they were so small. So I used an old trick. I'm going to tell you this old trick in case it ever comes up for any of you. I took an old screwdriver and I super glued it to the screw because there was no grip, right? And then I got it out by super gluing it, and then it's the bound goblin. And then all was good, all was gravy, as they say in the biz. What business is that? Toby's Carvery. It's all gravy. Oh, it turned out incredible. It turned out so good. But we just got to acknowledge the comments here. I put a picture of it up on my community tab thinking, you know what? The people will want to see this. They'll want to see this. You know, I've been going on about it. You know, I was told, do I post a picture of that or a Terry's chocolate orange, you know? I didn't want to tempt you in case you didn't get the Tesco Club card price. Maybe you're paying full price. I don't know. You know, that don't fall to me, but, you know, there's no point bragging. Anyway, I shared a photo. First comment. I hope you're watching this, pal. They said you're ancient. Right, thanks. Thanks for that. I'm 28. I'm 28. You're acting like I'm at the end of my life. I'm ancient. What, because I own a Game Boy Advance? Nah, this ain't right. I can't wait for you to turn 28. I hope you feel how I feel. It's wonderful being 28. Don't let people tell you otherwise. You're not ancient at all. Can I turn my neck? No. What's that got to do with anything? Am I always sick? Yes. What's that got to do with anything? All right. I can listen to Taylor Swift. I can say 6, 7. You know, I can... I don't know what I'm on about. Don't know what I'm on about. But look, right? Yeah, I'm old. All right. I had a Game Boy as a kid. You leave me alone. All right. Just leave it be. I know I'm old. I know I'm old because my nephew's 20, and every time we chat, I always bring it back around to something I had as a kid. And I don't know why I do that. It just comes with age. So, yeah. Atari's having a real good time with his toys downstairs. Once again, if you can hear him barking, he's more than fine. He's a very vocal dog. We love him for it. Show-type Cocker Spaniel, if you know, you know. They're vocal dogs. They love it. They love having a little yap. You know, I had to get a yappy dog to match my energy, to be honest. Okay, so Spectre Boots. I don't think I have an aglet. But because this is Fargo's, I can probably just make one out of 2 bits of wood. Aglet. Right. I went to type Fargo's. So you need wooden crates for an aglet. Okay. Alright. I spoke too soon. Spoke too soon. Yeah, I don't have one. Alright, but this will do. We can start essentially combining stuff soon. None of this is relevant to... I keep smacking my microphone. I'm sorry. Let me just move it out the way. it's moved. Did you hear me tap it a million times? I hope not. Usually I'm pretty good at that, at editing it out. It just sounds like somebody's just cranked up the bass, you know? It's not a good sound. A small knock will make a very loud, bassy sound on a microphone. A very subtle tap. You'd be surprised. None of this is going to help with the Eater of Worlds, by the way, but we're taking it slow, actually. As I mentioned, we're taking it slow. Trying to think if anything's happened since getting better. I don't think it has. This Game Boy, though, is my pride and joy. It really is. I also got a Pokemon Unbound. Started playing that today. What a game! What a game! I know I'm ancient, but I feel so nostalgic playing it because there was only a few games, a few Pokemon games on the Game Boy Advance. You had the remakes of Red and Blue, which, you know, I played as a kid. Leaf Green, what's it, Fire Red? And then you had Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, which I've also already played as a kid. Loved them. I love that you can have a little hideaway in that game. That was my favourite feature. The fact that you can have your own little den. I don't know why I said zen. Don't know why I said zen. It's because I'm actually very articulate and I was keeping you on your toes. Keep up and stop. Come on. Stop rewinding for the Eater Worlds. But anyways, I've basically, long story short, I've played all the Pokemons on the Game Boy Advance, and this feels like a new game. Do you know what? There are certain mods that come around with Terraria that make me like, it takes me back to when I first played Terraria. There's enough wow and wonder. Only certain mods have ever been able to do it. For example, when we first played through Calamity, it never felt like that because it was 8 years ago and it was bare bones and it kind of looked bad. But we made it work. Now, if you played through Calamity, you'd be like, wow, this is a whole content's worth of games. Calamity Fables gave me that feeling. I'm going to keep banging on about Calamity Fables, hoping that if I put enough good energy into the world, they'll update the mod. You know what? And this is it. That mod came out and it was flawless for me. But they've been working on it for years, right? I should have known. I should have known an update would take many months. Like, if they're going to work at that standard, it takes time. You know, and all these people, they do it for free. So what can I expect? All I'm saying is Calamity Fables, come on. If Fargo's can fix the Eater of Worlds for me in a day, you know, you got to keep up. You got to keep up. It's a competitive modding scene out there. It's not at all. It's not at all. But you could also you could fix it. You could update it just for me. Sorry, you don't need to fix out. It's beautiful as it is. Just please, just I need more. Why can't I combine these two? What am I getting wrong about that? Why is that sandstorm and a... Yeah, what's going on? It's right there. I thought it was a pumpkin seed. I legitimately thought that was a pumpkin seed. What am I... Alright, maybe I'm actually not well. I'm actually very unwell, guys. I'm very unwell. I don't think I'm any better at all, actually. And it's completely because I'm ill that's happened. And there's no need at all to write a comment about it. Don't worry about it. Can't believe I got called ancient. Somebody also wrote, and this was only the third comment, I thought I was old at 20. What are you talking about? You're a child. You're a child at 20. You're not even slightly old. Yeah, my knees worked when I was 20. My knees worked great until about 8 months ago. Now they hurt all the time. Make that make sense. I'm in the best shape I've ever been in. Knees don't work. They're actually not that bad. It's fine. It's just what happens. It's aging. You know, time works like that. Who says, you know, there's a YouTuber that always says, you know, it'd be worse if you got younger. I guess it would. You know, with life expectancy, you know, if I live to 100, you know, because that's the way it's heading, you know. By the time I'm 100, they'll have cured everything. And I really solely believe that. I don't believe that at all. Anyway, you know, it gives me a good, you know, I'm looking better if I go forward, essentially. Hey, there we go. All right, once again, it's not going to help with the Eater of Worlds, but it will be nice. Now, I want to go and check something out. This is silver. I don't think silver will do it. I want to... Oh, no, wait. Ah, okay, right. So, I need to relearn aspects of Terraria because certain things are falling out of my brain with age, which I'm actually very young. It's amazing that that's happening. Meteorite was changed in one update. I can't remember which one it was. I want to say it was 1.4 or 1.4.4. They changed something with it about pickaxe power or a requirement, like you have to do a certain boss to be able to mine it. Something like that, right? I want you to understand what this is like for me as a player of Terraria. I've played Terraria for so many years that because I've seen every update as it's been out, things do start to mold together in your head. And it's made even worse because as it's been recorded, so I'm not breaking an NDA, you know, I've played the beta on 2 separate occasions, you know. That has been recorded. I'm not breaking an NDA, you know. It was recorded publicly. I mean, there's videos of it. So what am I on about? Don't know why I'm trying to defend myself against the NDA warriors. But even now, things are starting to, like, really, really blur in my head about where, you know, I'm not going to say too much. Not going to say too much. We're talking about Meteorite here. In before Meteorite's had, like, a big change in the update. And I've just revealed it. Oh, no. Because you actually, I remember, yeah, so you get Meteorite with the shovel item, right? No. No. It's not like that. It's not like that at all. Don't worry about it. One thing that's, it's been enough years now to bring this up. I'm going to bring it up, right? So, you know how I always moan whenever I'm in the desert? I mean, I've not done it this series, but you'll have seen it in other ones, right? I always moan about how the houses are really low down in the desert. I've moaned about it in like 10 videos. I moan about it on, you know, whenever I get the chance, I moan about it, right? There's a reason I moan about it, and it's because I've seen it not be like that. So, going back all these years, you may remember that I did a pre-release stream for 1.4 that was like the day before, okay? Now, in that stream, we ended up going into the desert and getting all the loot really early on, right? Because all the houses were higher up. So they put out a quick patch before the update was made public to push all the houses down. That was the solution because the developers had watched people play and gone, oh, that'll look right. We'll just tweak that. That's why I get so funny about it, because I preferred it. And I've never really kind of explained that, but that is the reason why. I feel like it's been enough years now. If they wanted to change it, they'd have changed it by now, you know? They've landed on where they are. But that's why I used to always moan about it, because I've seen it can be better. But yeah, I hope that changes one day. I actually do. I do still stand by that. I think desert is really unbalanced because it's really hard to get in through the top, and then the loot doesn't reflect it. Look at me, I'm a Terraria bouncer. Look at me, telling them how it's done. I'm definitely not telling them how it's done. So you can't get that with silver anymore. So that's interesting. Obviously, you have to use bombs. Like, if I had used bombs, would that have been all right? I don't know. It's not super relevant to now. I will just look it up later. But as I mentioned earlier, I can't turn my neck to the wiki. So, you know, I'm having to use science here to figure these things out. What's another thing I could go and grab? I think I need something piercing. Oh, okay. Right. I didn't realize that was going to spawn it. I mean, I did. I mean, I was trying to spawn it. Oh, I'm flustering. What am I even doing? I've got a Thunder Zap. I could have just used the Thunder Zap. What am I actually doing? Just use this. This is class. We're going to see how this goes. It's funny because I've been playing the mod so far, as you'll probably realize. I've been playing it like it's not difficult. As in, I've just been, like, running into things. So I've got to retrain the brain at a certain point. But honestly, after setting the world record for the Eater of Worlds, I'm sure you'd agree, what's the point? What's the point of even trying? You know, when it comes so effortless, you know, you have to humble yourself at a certain point and just say, you know, I'm only human. Do I fight? I've got to fight this on the surface, surely. I mean, it's a lot slower, but I also don't want to make an arena. Let's make some worm food, and we'll go and do this again. We'll do it on the surface. And what I'm thinking is, because I'm being very stingy with my potions, because I haven't had the alchemist move in yet. I'm going to see if it goes all right, and if it doesn't, I'm not going to use my potions, and then I will when it goes all right. Okay. So this is essentially the same fight, isn't it? But it's just with cursed flames, isn't it? I think this is the way to go. I think doing it underground, I'm actually doing it like a lemon. Like a pure lemon here. I do need to lock in a little bit. I like the thought. Sorry, it just popped into my head. You know, when we check out a new modded boss, I always go, let's take a moment to listen to the music, right? It's secretly a bit of a lock-in moment. Oh, I've floundered it. I do think I can do this fight, though. I'm like, everyone, let's lock in for a moment. Let's listen to this track. We've never heard it before. You've all heard it a million times. For today, I will make this my last one. My last one. Because I think it will motivate me, weirdly, to come into the next episode and start looking at enchantments. Now, I'm not actually sure what enchantments we can make right now. But I do need to get into the mindset of actually making them. Because I can't play this mod, you know, yapping the way I'm yapping completely. I mean, there's time for yapping, but it definitely is not like all the way through the mod, because it's going to be 70 parts if I do that. But I will yap, you know? I like to yap. It's nice to yap. I'm going to be honest. I've always been a... Whoa. Okay. I've always been a bit of a talker. See, look at me now. I'm yapping. Have you lot heard this music? Have you lot heard how incredible this music is? Wow, what a great track. Like, we should listen to more. Honestly, we should. We should listen to more. Just a real delight for your ears. Am I right? Just a real delight. What a great track. Have you heard it before? I can almost guarantee you want to listen to just a little bit more of it, actually. Wow, what a great track. What a great track. This fight's going pretty well, actually. And it's definitely because I'm trying to lock in. I am genuinely trying to lock in. You lot can listen to some more music. Oh no. Oh no. This is not good. We're out of arrows. We're out of arrows and we've got 5 things to fight. I don't even think I have mana regen. Why are they all going up? Alright, it's not so bad actually. At least we can survive. Oh, no, we can't. We actually cannot survive. Wow, what a great fight. Do you know what, honestly, I really enjoyed that. As weird as that is, I know it's just Eater of Worlds. I had fun with that. I had fun with that. And I can't believe that this mod gave me such unexpected challenges and some seriously cool loot as I navigated this modded playthrough. What should I say to the AI just to, I don't know, what would benefit me the most? We're giving away £1 million. We're giving away £1 million to the first Eater of Worlds that dies. Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait. And if 100 people can stay in this circle, I'll fly the Eater of Worlds. Anyway, that's it for today. Bye.